But what are the key words that one should be paying close attention to know, or what are some of the things that someone that's not interested in, that's not motivated by money, what are some of the examples of the things that they say that you hear or that you see or that you feel when you're in communication with them that identifies them as not being interested by money, but by something else? Give us an example of that.
Really is, again, in the listening part when you're talking, when they're in conversation or whatever they're sharing, if it's more about, this has been a family property, right? So they're feeling guilty about, selling the property and not being able to do something with it, right? So you can really incorporate that because at that point, the property can be worth like, $1 million, but they're not necessarily like they feel too guilty about selling the property because they wanted to keep their legacy going. So you have to really talk to them about that and like help them, like, again, I like how you use the word influence. Influence them and like noticing like what you're doing is actually better for your family, right? Even though you're not keeping your family property down the line to pass it on to the other generation, you can pass on, like something else. Like what are something else that, is valuable to you and your family right now that can be passed on down, like the road, and others can also benefit for them. So tweaking that, and again, the listening part is such a key component of this. And it's just like if someone is wanting to have more time freedom, right? And they're landlords right now and they're tired of being a landlord because they're doing everything themselves and they're not, like they're self-managing, they're done it for like 30 years and they're just like, I'm at my wit's end for that. But they still want that income potentially somehow. So you can help them see like, hey, I know you want to do this XYZ. But how about, you're able to still retire and like find something else that you want to do in that way, right? Because we do a lot of different type of deals, and like I'm speaking in one of like thinking of like a subject to type of deal when you can help, a seller in that term and like they can still continue to make some income. But they also like can have their time freedom, right? To do other things that they want to do and enjoy. And some people just want to be kind of on their own and like they don't need necessarily the money, right? Like they might have enough money, but now they just like, they're going through something in their life. Maybe they went through a divorce, like, and they just want the property gone, but they feel like, some type of way about it, whether it's like the kids are involved and they don't want to get rid of it and they feel guilty, like that the kids, want this, etc. Is helping them see like the other side, right? Like finding a solution to like their what they're stuck on. Because sometimes we get in our own feelings, and in real estate we have to learn how to detach and become unemotional to things. But we have to do that in a very also caring way and nurturing way when we're speaking to sellers, because we want to be sensitive to what is important to them.